Hey, I'm gonna do a little burnt ramen update here. Anyone who's been following my Facebook channel realized that I put a picture of some people who were dumping a big load of trash behind our house, and we're not really allowed to be there. So I, can't really tell people to fuck off when they're dumping trash. We just gotta accept it. Hey, it's the least of our problems. So I put this up. I thought it was kind of amusing. It's the picture itself has a very clear view of the license plate and the business name along with their phone number. So some people followed up with that a little bit, and I don't know. I think that guy probably got a lot of really negative phone calls. So one response to it was that I got a letter from Mayor Tom Butt's assistant, Alex Knox, who works in the mayor of Richmond's office, and basically he's just saying that he wants a follow-up, and he'd like the original copy of the photo, which isn't that big a deal. So I basically wrote him a letter that I said that it's interesting that it got so much attention, is because it's been going on for so long. But I also pointed out that it must cost the city a lot for this. The city also installed a very expensive camera on the telephone pole right nearby. It's less than 40 feet away from where these guys were dumping the trash. And amusingly enough, it had some kind of motion sensor on it. And when it detected motion in its little field of view, it would yell out, "Release the Kraken." And people thought we were making this up, we were crazy, until they heard it. They heard this camera say, "Release the Kraken," which might have been some workers, joke or inside joke or something. Every now and then a guy would drive up in the truck and I guess use some kind of Bluetooth connection to download the pictures from the camera, and then that stopped. This was years ago. I mean, this is a really expensive camera that the city's paid for to stop the dumping. It didn't even put a dent in the dumping. What put a dent in the dumping was us telling people to not dump in our neighborhood, to move off, at least giving them a little negative feedback. So maybe they took the stuff down the street a little bit and dumped it a couple blocks over. But in any case, it's the least of our problems, because we're not even allowed to live in our own house due to Mayor Butt's actions. His boss, the guy who hit me up, his boss has forbidden us from living in our house. Well, he initiated the witch hunt that has landed us homeless, and it's been a struggle ever since. So I pointed that out in my letter, saying this is a constant struggle to keep crackheads and vandals and thieves at bay. Also, someone would probably set up a meth lab in the house, burn it down, and it's pretty easy to tell when the city took away our right to protect our house, to live in our house, which we've lived in for 18 years without any serious incident. Meanwhile, the people next door, they probably get a cop car at their front door about every week. They always have some kind of domestic drama going on, and it's not our business. But we don't generate police calls like they do. So who are the bad neighbors? Who are the ones you're trying to kick out of the house? Well, not these people that are getting the cops calling all the time. No, it's those crazy artists. The mayor actually said, effete artists. And look up effete, it means kind of faggy. That's a general translation of it. So this is because of this ghost ship guy, tweaker. The tweaker, Derek Almeida, is he fucked up. And it's and all ravers, they start out taking Molly, or MDMA, and they think that it's MDMA, but mostly it's speed. It's mostly speed. People actually get beat up for selling stuff that they call Molly that actually is MDMA, but it doesn't have speed in it. So all these raver kids, they think they've been shorted because they're not getting that nice kick in the ass adrenaline rush like they're used to, but they don't notice they're being turned into tweakers. That's what Derek Almeida became, because he was a raver, like scenester guy for a long time. He was taking tons of drugs, and he is just, he's spun. Like, look at the interviews. That guy is not there. And so I find it rather demeaning that Mayor Butt compared my warehouse to his. So I think it's a personal affront. And it's more of a personal affront because I can't even live in my own house because of the mayor's actions and his witch hunt against artists in the area. So I didn't point that out to Alex Knox. I was very nice. So you can read the letter I wrote to Alex Knox. I didn't receive any kind of response for a couple of days, so I posted it on a forum, in a Richmond Facebook forum, and then he wrote back, and he totally ignored everything I said about what the mayor had done. So he totally ignored what all the points I had made, except to say, like, hey, you know, you can call the city about the dead dogs left behind. It's like, oh, thank you. Yeah, that makes so much difference to us. Yeah, we care so much about dead animals being left on our sidewalk. Well, we might care a little bit more if we were allowed to live in our own house. Okay, so Mayor Butt, take that red tag off my house. Take it off. You're looking pretty up there in your mansion on the hill, aren't you? What would happen if you were made homeless? I don't know. Would you be able to hack it? Would you be able to hack it if you didn't have this immense support? Say, I don't like being treated like a serf, and I don't believe that there should be feudal lords like there used to be. You know? So take this red tag off our house. Thank you.